I just moved, so my desk is currently a work in progress, if you can't tell. Kairete Fantes, my name is Elizabeth, I've got a master's in classics from Oxford, and today we're going to talk about Zeus's cheating habit. If you know anything at all about Greek mythology, you probably know that Zeus is a bit of a ladies' man. He cheats on his wife Hera on a regular basis. What you might not know is that there's actually a very practical reason for this that doesn't really get talked about. So we're gonna get into that in this video. I feel like Zeus gets kind of a bad reputation in pop culture because he does cheat so much and because he kind of likes to smite people. So I am mostly here to defend a man, even though neither of those things are untrue. It's kind of, there's a little more nuance than that. So first, I just want to give a little bit of background. Bear with me, I have to say the word Proto-Indo-European. So there is a widely accepted theory that Greek, Latin, and Sanskrit, which is an ancient Indian language, all come from a parent language that's called Proto-Indo-European. And as with the language, there's this kind of idea that those three cultures also come from the same kind of parent culture. In Proto-Indo-European culture, there is a supreme sky god whose name is Zeus Pater or something like that. I can't pronounce Proto-Indo-European, which literally means father daylight. So that name is where we get Zeus Pater, which means Zeus the father in Greek. It's where we get Jupiter in Latin, and it's where we get Zeus Pitta, I think. I can't pronounce Sanskrit either, in Sanskrit. So the idea that there's kind of this like all-powerful sky god who is a father figure and who has a relationship with the earth mother, that like in Zeus isn't necessarily due to like specifically Zeus's personality. It kind of existed before him and also kind of exists like parallel to him in like Latin tradition and Sanskrit tradition as well. Okay, so enough with Proto-Indo-European, let's talk about Zeus's lovers. Okay, so I'm on Zeus's Wikipedia page. Wikipedia can be a great starting point to kind of like get the lay of the land. Just make sure that you double check anything that you really care about because it's often wrong. Children, see list. So this is his children and partners before Hera. This is just pre-Hera. Obviously there are quite a few. Marriage to Hera, his children with Hera. Affairs, there's a list of all of his animal disguises that he uses to trick people into being intimate with him. Offspring, okay. Oh my god, this list is so long. This list is so long. It's important to note that a lot of these encounters are not consensual, and a lot of the people involved probably would be considered underage by modern standards. Also, he does have a boyfriend, Ganymede, who is like his cupbearer and also his bedmate. So I feel like that's important to note just because like he's so often depicted as this like hyper masculine, like uber straight person, but he is actually bisexual. So if you go and look at the comparable section for Poseidon, it might be a little bit similar, but like Zeus is the kind of most notorious. So why is that? Why is he the most cheaty of all of the gods? Zeus and Hera's marriage, oh my god, this thing is so creaky! Zeus and Hera's marriage was not arranged, it was a love marriage in most of the accounts that we have. So why does he cheat on her so much? Well, you can see that so many of these affairs have resulted in children that Wikipedia is actually just structuring the whole page around his children from his affairs. So consequently, Zeus is the father of a lot of gods and a lot of mortals. And probably his most famous epithet is Zeus, the father of gods and men, which is what he is. You can probably see where I'm going with this. Ancient Greeks thought of Zeus as this like supreme sky deity who's like this father figure who's kind of seeing everything and administering justice, making sure that when a stranger comes to your house that you're nice to that person, or if you're a stranger that you receive a good welcome and that you're not mistreated. He's making sure that people aren't being too proud, that like kings aren't able to just amass like tons and tons of wealth and like almost be on the status of gods. He's kind of administering justice in this way, and he kind of sees everything. The sun is sometimes thought of as like his eye over the world, even though the sun is a different god, it's Helios. So you can see why the Greeks would want to think of themselves literally or metaphorically as Zeus's children. If you are a daughter of Zeus or a grandson of Zeus or a great-great-grandson of Zeus, not only maybe is that a little bit comforting to think that you have this kind of divine protection, but also it gives you a lot of clout, like to be able to say, oh, I'm a daughter of Zeus, or like, oh, I'm a great-great-great-grandson of Zeus. It makes you seem like illustrious or important or noble or something like that. It's a little bit like, and I want to be very careful about the way that I phrase this, the way that Christians will talk about God as God the Father and will see themselves as all the children of God. Now, obviously, with Christianity, Jesus is the only one who is conceived of as being actually biologically related to God the Father, whereas with Zeus, his children are like literally his biological children. But I just want to say there's a little bit of a similarity there, although obviously there are many differences as well. Zeus also creates the first humans out of clay, so he's kind of responsible for humanity in that way as well. So all of that to say, that's why Zeus is so cheaty. It's not just that he's really lusty or he doesn't like Hera or whatever. There actually is this kind of like higher purpose to it, in that it like gives ancient Greeks this like sense of all being tied together and having some kind of like divine protection of this like father figure in the sky who's kind of always looking out for you, supposedly. That's it for this video. If you want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. As I'm sure you can tell, this is a really new channel, so it's really helpful for me to know like what you guys want to see as well. I also make comics about authentic Greek mythology over on my Instagram and TikTok, so you can check me out over there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.